Fallen Legion, Sins of an Empire, takes place in a kingdom on the brink of civil war. You are the young empress, Cecile, who has to intervene between her warring families while trying to keep the empire at rest. A counselor, a magical book, and the exemplar soldiers it can summon aid Cecily in this time of need. The story is light and doesn't really go anywhere. It's sort of just there to paddle battles. They throw in some Oregon Trail-esque scenarios to pass judgment on in between battle transitions to make players feel like they have more input on the game's outcome than they really do, like what to do if riots or plagues burst out. You get 3 choices which grant buffs for the fight, and it will also either improve or degrade citizen morale. It's a weird system to implement during battle and doesn't really make sense, nor does it really impact the story, to a great effect at least. The battles themselves are more straightforward. Mechanically, it's similar to something along the lines of Valkyrie Profile. Cecily is a mage and is mapped to the triangle button, whereas the other 3 face buttons command whatever 3 exemplars you choose for combat. Using an attack will deplete a meter, which will recover over time. If no one can attack, you can guard against enemies and even counter to do damage, or recover your attack bar. The more they attack and take damage, the faster your 3 spells will charge. Cecily begins with a healing, revive, and attack spell, and will eventually learn more as the campaign continues. Speaking of the campaign, it plays out linearly on a world map. Finish one mission and a new pathway unlocks. Completing a mission gives you a grade, which will net you items the better you do. And that's really the only set of progression in the game. Cecily can equip items to affect her soldier's stats, but there's no leveling up. It's a fine battle system, but too basic without any sort of carrot on the stick to make it interesting. Makes the game a lot harder too, especially with the bosses. You better get good at blocking and countering is all I have to say with that. Visually, the game looks like a storybook come to life. Characters and monsters look great, but the animations make their designs look cheap by comparison. The backgrounds are nicely mixed but simple, and there's a lack of variety to the missions. Watch cutscene, play a mission by fighting dudes all in a row, and repeat. The simplistic formula works better on the PS Vita, which I was also given a code for, but it also doesn't make the game more fun. More tolerable, but not more enjoyable. Fallen Legion is a cheap strategy RPG that may satisfy starving Vita fans, but it won't do anything for console players. It's not bad, just hollow. A better game is here, but it wasn't fully fleshed out. If this looks interesting to you at all, again, I say go with the Vita version. But in all honesty, I really can't recommend it. Did you know that was a ReActionExaminer video? If you liked it, you should subscribe to me to keep up with everything that I'm doing. Also, if you have some other interests, like sex for example, check out Tomops, which is a comedy sex podcast thing wherein my best friend and I check out the weird and abnormal and the erotic. And of course you should support me on Patreon because hey, I want to make the channel better and I want your help to do so. Plus, if you want to check out my writing, check out Game Jerk where I have archives and new stuff for all projects, okay? You can find all the stuff and more in the description with the links below. Thanks for watching and I will see you all next time.